In the heart of the financial epicenter, the unthinkable occurred. Wall Street, the bastion of economic power and the pulse of global markets, succumbed to a cataclysmic crash, sending shockwaves through the foundations of the United States economy. The repercussions of this unprecedented event are far-reaching, challenging the very pillars that supported the nation's economic vitality. As the dust settles, we embark on a journey to dissect the intricacies of this colossal collapse and explore the multifaceted dimensions of the crisis that now looms large over the country. Before we start, hit the like and subscribe buttons for more exclusive news. The origins of Wall Street's crash are deeply intertwined with a confluence of factors that created the perfect storm. The COVID-19 pandemic, a relentless force that spared no corner of the globe, played a pivotal role in this financial catastrophe. The virus not only claimed lives, but also brought economies to their knees, disrupting supply chains, halting production, and forcing governments to implement unprecedented lockdown measures. The resultant economic recession was the tinder that set the stage for the eventual inferno on Wall Street. The very essence of Wall Street, with its intricate dance of bulls and bears, rests on investor confidence. The pandemic-induced uncertainty shattered this delicate equilibrium, sending shockwaves through financial markets. The fear of the unknown, coupled with the tangible economic challenges posed by the pandemic, prompted a massive sell-off. Investors, desperate to salvage what they could, triggered a cascade of market reactions, ultimately culminating in a crash that seemed inconceivable just months prior. The financial instruments that once symbolized prosperity and growth became instruments of destruction. Stocks, bonds, and commodities all plummeted in value, wiping out trillions of dollars in wealth within a matter of days. The collective gasp of investors echoed through the canyons of Wall Street, and the iconic bell that traditionally marked the end of each trading day now tolled like a mournful requiem for an era of economic stability. The consequences of Wall Street's crash extend beyond the realm of financial portfolios. Businesses, large and small, found themselves caught in the crossfire, grappling with the sudden erosion of market capitalization and the drying up of investment. The very lifeblood of economic activity, access to capital, was suddenly constricted, strangling the growth prospects of companies across sectors. Unemployment soared as businesses, faced with financial uncertainty, made painful decisions to downsize or shutter their doors altogether. The housing market, a key indicator of economic health, experienced a seismic shock. Home values, once thought to be impervious to the vicissitudes of financial markets, tumbled. The American dream of homeownership became a distant mirage for many, as the equity in their homes evaporated. Homeowners, burdened by mortgages now worth more than the value of their properties, faced the grim reality of negative equity. The ripple effect of Wall Street's crash extended to Main Street, where everyday Americans felt the pinch of a contracting economy. Consumer confidence, a vital driver of economic activity, plummeted as individuals watched their retirement savings vanish and job security crumble. The specter of another recession, more profound and prolonged than any in recent memory, cast a long shadow over the nation. The federal government, faced with the daunting challenge of mitigating the fallout, implemented a series of unprecedented measures. Stimulus packages aimed at injecting liquidity into the economy were rolled out with staggering sums. The Federal Reserve, the guardian of monetary policy, slashed interest rates to near-zero levels in a bid to stimulate borrowing and spending. These measures, while necessary, were akin to applying a tourniquet to staunch the bleeding, a temporary fix for a deeper systemic wound. The crash on Wall Street also exposed the vulnerabilities of the financial system itself. The interconnected web of banks, investment firms, and other financial institutions proved to be a double-edged sword. While the system's interdependence fosters liquidity and efficiency in normal times, in times of crisis, it amplifies the impact of shocks. The collapse of a major financial institution, once unimaginable, now loomed as a specter on the horizon, threatening to send shockwaves that would reverberate through the global financial system. The regulatory landscape, crafted in the aftermath of the 2008 financial crisis to prevent a recurrence, faced scrutiny. The effectiveness of these regulations, designed to enhance transparency and curb excessive risk-taking, now came into question. The crash on Wall Street served as a harsh reminder that financial systems, no matter how well regulated, are not immune to unforeseen shocks. and a reassessment of regulatory frameworks is imperative. The international community, interconnected through a globalized economy, felt the aftershocks of Wall Street's crash. Nations reliant on exports to the United States found their economies grappling with diminished demand. Financial markets across the globe experienced a domino effect. As the interconnectedness of the world's economies translated the crash from a national tragedy to a global economic challenge. As the nation grapples with the aftermath of Wall Street's crash, attention turns to the path to recovery. The journey forward is fraught with challenges, yet opportunities for transformation and renewal abound. The resilience of the American spirit, a cornerstone of the nation's identity, becomes a beacon of hope. As policymakers, economists, and business leaders chart a course forward, a collective commitment to rebuilding an economy that is not just resilient but also equitable and sustainable becomes imperative. The recovery roadmap must address the immediate needs of individuals and businesses grappling with the economic fallout. Targeted stimulus measures, designed to provide relief to the most vulnerable segments of society, are crucial. Small businesses, the backbone of the economy, require support to weather the storm and rebuild. Investment in infrastructure projects can serve as both a short-term economic stimulus and a long-term foundation for sustained growth. The financial sector, in the wake of Wall Street's crash, faces a reckoning. Calls for greater transparency, tighter regulations, and enhanced risk management echo through the halls of power. Financial institutions must reassess their business models, placing a renewed emphasis on prudence and responsibility. The lessons learned from this crash must inform a paradigm shift toward a financial system that serves the interests of the broader economy rather than enriching a select few. The technology sector, often seen as a beacon of innovation and economic growth, emerges as a key player in the recovery process. Digital transformation, accelerated by the pandemic, takes center stage as businesses and industries adapt to a rapidly evolving landscape. Investments in technology infrastructure, education, and research and development become linchpins for positioning the United States as a global leader in the post-crash era. The crash on Wall Street, while devastating, also serves as a catalyst for reflection on the nature of capitalism itself. Questions about income inequality, corporate responsibility, and the role of government in regulating markets come to the forefront. The crisis prompts a reevaluation of the fundamental principles that underpin the nation's economic system, paving the way for a more inclusive and sustainable model. In the grand tapestry of economic history, Wall Street's crash will undoubtedly be a defining chapter. The scars left by this unprecedented event will serve as a stark reminder of the fragility inherent in economic systems and the imperative to build resilience. As the nation navigates the challenging terrain of recovery, it faces an opportunity to redefine its economic priorities, fortify its foundations, and emerge stronger, more equitable, and more prepared for the uncertainties of the future. The story of Wall Street's crash becomes not just a cautionary tale, but a rallying call for a collective reimagining of economic structures. In the aftermath of this catastrophic event, there is a silver lining, an opportunity for a paradigm shift towards a more robust, inclusive, and sustainable economic future. One of the key pillars of recovery lies in addressing the systemic issues that contributed to the severity of Wall Street's crash. Calls for financial reform gain momentum, urging lawmakers to reassess and strengthen regulatory frameworks. Stricter oversight, enhanced risk management, and increased transparency become focal points to ensure that the mistakes of the past are not repeated. The goal is not merely to rebuild what was lost, but to construct a financial system that is more resilient, responsive, and accountable to the needs of society. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, could you leave your comments below and tell us, how do you plan to cope with the crash of Wall Street and the U.S. economy? Do you have any strategies or advice for others who might be affected by it? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.